Welcome back to Wired Together with your host, Melanie Winter.
And Jason Winter.
And for this episode, what we're going to talk about is kind of an AI fit check.
Well, that sounds fun.
In the very shifting world of AI, some of us are getting a bit overwhelmed and discouraged. It's very fast-paced, very non-linear, very scattered. And so we're going to talk about the AI flow versus AI fry.
Right. So some are flowing, some are kind of feeling fried by it.
Right.
And,
it's very overwhelming for some of us who kind of like to think one thing at a time and step by step, a little more in the method of things, and then the kind of bounce around scatter is actually taking on AI in kind of a brand new
What's this platform that
it's
what's becoming
oh my god,
paradigm
it's how I
shift.
think.
Yeah, right. Yes, almost becomes a justification, I guess, or kind of like finally,
right.
This tool is matching my speed or matching me where I am, and
right.
So, but yeah, it's now with like ChatGPT and Claude really coming out of the gate with what it can do. We kind of have like these software programs that can do so much. Now, we were used to AI coming about in kind of minor ways over the years.
We're not going to say used to. We didn't realize it was AI.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
well,
kind
we
of
realize it now.
Slow evolved.
Right. The frog in boiling water.
More or less.
It kind of, so I mean, we had like Clippy back in Microsoft in the
little
mid-90s.
Clippy with the little paperclip dude.
And,
the little eyes.
He was adorable. Now, I hated him because he got in my way when I was trying to do something.
Everybody hated Clippy. You're not the only one.
Right. And, you start typing something. It's like, Dear John. And it's like, hey, look, we got templates to help with your letter. And, like, when you weren't paying attention, it was there in the corner. It would, like, knock on the monitor screen and things like that. And it was like...
It was annoying.
It was like, dude, I'm trying to, do this homework assignment.
Leave me alone. I need to write my letter.
Exactly. And beyond that, and we had, the iPhone and other, like Samsung and everything coming out with autocomplete and even predictive typing, where you start typing something and it tries to finish your sentence for you, which was as bothersome as it was helpful at times.
I know.
Sometimes you're like...
The sentence was so off.
Right. And, sometimes like, yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. You would click on it. But Gmail brought that into with... when you get an email and you go to reply and it's like, sounds good, thank you, or that's a great idea. We'll connect later.
I absolutely want to reply like a robot.
I know, right? And it's like, wow, that sounds so okay, but
maybe I want to add a little extra, personality.
Like how's your mom and them?
Right.
Okay, so add a little something that
It's like, I'm from Southside. We can't just do that.
Right.
No, it has to be a little more touch to it.
Right. So, I mean, those little bits came about, but like we've said, with AI and how it is now, I swear a flip was switched. A switch was flipped? Yeah. Either way.
A switch was flipped.
A switch was flipped.
And then all of a sudden, it just seemed like AI
was all over the place.
Was more of a bombardment. It was not a... it was in there, but kind of somewhat of an annoyance, like Clippy, or
right.
Okay, this is helpful, kind of. Autocorrect, yeah, very helpful. Yeah, I can't spell worth a lick, so that is fine.
But it did become a tool without direction. There was no user manual.
Yeah, the auto sentences are like, you don't even have a clue what I'm talking about. So that was kind of a little more going into nuisance versus helpful. And of course, now we've gotten into a whole lot more robust version.
Oh, yeah.
And so we are getting... reading some articles and things like that. A lot of what's being placed into kind of social media understandings of AI is now the AI headache or the AI exhaustion.
Yeah.
That, again, not all brains think alike. And so we've been talking about that for several parts of our series of, some of us are going to be, again, the nonlinear and flowchart, fast-paced. I can think here, and here. And some of us kind of like that more can I just start and finish something within that same time period?
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of method way of thinking is probably a little more my speed, but it can be daunting,
Yeah.
and I would just rather kind of do things myself.
Yeah. And just so the folks know, we're going to talk about this for a little bit, but then Miles is going to come back and visit. We're going to bring Miles on to kind of do like a little 8-question quiz so that you can kind of figure out where you fall in that. So that's where we're leading to. So, um, but yeah, I mean, as far as, AI is different in how when it presents it as a program, you have that blinking cursor moment, and again, there's really no direction, and it's kind of like if you know what you want, or you can explore. A lot of people are approaching it differently, and it kind of, as you said, creating a headache for some where it's overwhelming.
The the way of thinking where you can kind of quickly jump between ideas, where you kind of really enjoy that exploration, um, jumping through ideas based on kind of like, oh, I see that now, so I need to go to over here.
It's like a side quest of a side quest of a side
Yes,
quest.
and
Yeah.
a little bit more tolerant of the unfinished
Right.
thought. So
Sure.
if you've ever had a conversation with maybe a more scattered or more multifunctional brain, if you will. A lot of times you will kind of have a thought over here and then over here, and then you kind of not really finished, and then the thought moves over. Where the linear brain does have a tendency more to go in, um, I need to go ahead and set this up. I need the finished thought. I need the finished product. I need to kind of not jump around, but just go ahead and get done the task at hand, if you will.
You kind of like reach a sense of completion or
Right, reach a sense of completion so that
conclusion.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've done the job that I was supposed to do for the day.
Right.
It does get a little. I see the whole concept of the AI headache, where it's maybe for those of us who would like to just kind of complete something, or just want to just ask a question and not really be bombarded with a whole lot of an answer, but just
Right.
one answer.
Right.
That it does get a bit done.
Yeah.
And so 9 times out of 10, I just avoid it.
Mm. So,
I like things that have that clear starting point, that is gonna kind of move us into what the completed version
right.
of something is. I'm fine if it's different, but I need it to be done.
Right. But sometimes when you just openly ask something, I mean, you know how AI would do. It would be like, oh, great point. It's really interesting. Well, we got this over here. We got this over here. And it's like, look, I'm just looking for a green pepper. I don't need to know, the entire, what organic line is over here. And
Right,
this is,
it's like looking up a recipe
right.
when it's like this whole thing
Right.
about your
And-
life story, and it's like, I don't care about your life story. I really need to know how
Right.
many eggs are in this recipe.
Right.
And
I guess that's a
setting
good,
it on
yeah.
400 or 450.
Right.
It's like I need a very specific detail. I really don't need everything else. And
Right.
I do see, as far as my side of things, where the whole AI overwhelm
Yeah.
is an easy thing to start being at least discussed
Yeah.
in business world, and obviously the tech world, and a lot of things that is just kind of AI has been just integrating in so many parts of even consumership and things like
Right.
that, where it gets a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like I really just want the one. I'm also the kind of person, though, so I get my own fallacy of this. I can't stand the shampoo aisle, you know.
Too many choices. It's
It's
like,
like just give me a shampoo. I mean, just I just
yeah,
need like one.
well, we got 45 options
50.
now.
Now there are all these different
Yeah,
prices. I don't
right.
even know if these prices matter. It's like I don't know what my hair is. Just I just want it clean.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, and it's worthy to discuss because, again, the technology seems to have come about very quickly, and it it's worth understanding. Okay, if we have people that prefer one versus another, yes, of course, maybe you talk to the AI and say, "This is what I prefer." I get the training, but sometimes if it's a tool, should it, be able to be, I guess, split into almost like different categories or tiers of, okay, if I'm going to approach you for something specific, don't get into all the other extraneous pieces.
Right.
Or this is going to be an explore day, and this is what I'm going to do. So maybe, given that, maybe the software can meet you where you want to be at
Right.
that
Well, we,
moment.
we discussed that quite a bit on
Yeah.
prompt writing is important.
Yeah.
So for me, my prompt writing is going to be very different than yours because I want a different outcome. Where your prompt writing has, I guess, obviously more understanding of the tech world, so very multidimensional. You're
Right.
fine when something goes a bit more way outside the box than what you were kind of anticipating.
Right. I mean, yeah.
My prompt writing does have to kind of have some parameters that I was taught how to do,
Right.
so that it's not so far out of where I need to be because I would rather just kind of go ahead and get an answer, something very clear cut. Um, that and of course we have different reasons for what we're
Sure.
accessing as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
not we don't really use it the same either.
Well, and I think you may have hit on what could also be a challenge of that. If we're using the same engine, if you will, it would think we're the same person in just approaching it. So it learns based on how you use it.
Right.
So it's really meeting us in the middle, and it may, because of that, like if we had our own account, it may learn that user specifically after you fuss at it enough.
Right.
It's like, look, dude, I don't, don't send me over there. I just want straight up, real quick, brief, bam, give it to
Right.
me.
Right.
Versus, all right, I'm exploring this big concept. Let me hear this and this and it. So, it might be different if it were, such. But
Yeah.
so we're constantly kind of like, hey, look, I want this, and then like later it's like, oh man, I figured you wanted that, but no,
Right.
So there could be something going on there with the algorithm, but
Well, and
yeah,
we
even
kind
still,
of have
yeah,
evolved from using two different tools too.
yeah,
So I'm kind of still more tried and true, and you've moved on to a lot bigger buffer functioning. So you know, we're kind of not really doing that. We've pulled apart a lot
right,
in our AI usage,
right,
which is the actual conversational AI, not
right,
obviously
right,
not the other different forms.
right. Well, yeah, and I think I know you've been using Miles a lot,
I do more chat,
right?
yes.
And
Again, I like something a little more straightforward.
sure. And with some of the projects that I've been gotten involved with,
And then nine times out of
Claude
10, I'm paying
is
no attention to it.
right. It was like,
It's
oh,
like
that's
that
cute,
helped me
but
start my brain rolling,
right,
but now I'm going to use none of it.
right. It's like that was enough of a conversation, but I'm going to go with what I thought.
And I don't like any of it.
It's like sometimes, yeah, no,
I usually just end up writing my own stuff.
right,
But it does help kind of like, okay, well, it's out. So now I'm writing something based on the fact that I pulled something out enough to be in the process of
right.
writing.
It becomes a sounding board
Right.
at that point in time,
Right.
which is a tool and a strategy
Right.
within itself.
So
And
it does help
sometimes-
because, don't always have somebody to use as a sounding board for what I'm going to write
Right.
when you're deep into something else. So.
Right. And obviously Claude and some of its, anyone familiar, and exploring all that with the co-work and coding abilities.
Yeah, he's definitely
You
more
know,
robust, and so you're definitely kind of putting more.
it,
Um,
it is something you kind of explore
you kind of
because
let him do more of.
you're kind of building software, if you will, in a matter of speaking, and it's whereas ChatGPT, which I know is getting better day by day, is still the one I'll go to if I just need, hey, look, I'm seeing this. What's the train of thought, or what are the three things I should be considering that I'm can't think of at the moment? And it's like, oh, bam, bam, bam. So it it is built for more of a directional thought. I mean, no, it can go as deep as you want, but Claude just seems to take that liberty without you asking sometimes. So
Yeah, it's definitely little more multi-dimensional, and to me, it's kind of
right,
it does. It's not a good starter, which is what I'm kind of looking for. Is just somebody to bounce off ideas
right.
until I start writing myself.
I mean, if I have a steak that's 2 inches and my girl is at 450, and I just want to kind of double check, okay, about how many minutes aside,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
If I ask Claude, I think I'm going to get a story about a steak and everything else,
Right.
and it's just that, I mean, Claude will do a fine job.
Would you
And
like
all
for me to
these,
flip it for you?
right? Yeah, it's like, dude, you can do that. Yeah, just install what? Okay, yeah, steak flipper. Here we go. Huzzah! But yeah, I mean that's about. I mean, you gotta know your droid. You kind of get used to them and all, and you figure out what works and why. But it's funny because any of these tools can make anyone feel like that, they have ADHD. And we've heard that before with technology in the past.
Right.
I mean, video games and whatever else.
Do video games cause
oh, yeah.
ADHD? Does the phone cause ADHD? Does
Right.
the
Anything that could be stimulating, is that bad for
anything?
your brain?
Yes, is stimulation bad for your brain? And it's
Right.
like, well, I mean, there's some study on that.
Yeah.
But I will also say that there's kind of two different sides of that one. Whereas it is this the cause? I don't think necessarily. Obviously, AI did not exist at some point
Right.
when
Say back in the 80s with
yeah,
playing
say
Mario or whatever.
you're struggling
yeah.
with maybe a very bouncy way of thinking. um, so it technically we didn't have the same structure at the time.
Right.
And if you want to go even further back, there are plenty of people I know born in the 50s
Right.
who wouldn't even been born with a television. Yes, it was part of some households, but it really
Right.
didn't start getting into every single household until later. And so, no, I
Yeah.
don't think it's screen time that causes ADHD. I don't think it's again, there may be a role to be played because it's allowed to be.
Right. Well,
But is that role specifically technology's fault?
I mean,
I've met too many people in too many different age
Yeah.
groups that no,
and,
I can pretty clearly say that's not exact.
and again, is it causation or is it propensity? And traditionally, people with ADHD, they think, oh, they can't focus. Well, they can hyperfocus just as well.
Right.
So, is the person that's
More
playing
of
a video game
multi-dimensional way of
Right.
thinking. So
And-
I like this and this and this
Right.
and this, and
But
I like them all at the same time.
Sure, yeah. But someone that may be immersed into a video game, you might think, oh, it's causing them ADHD. Well, maybe their ADHD is causing them to be immersed in it because they're, the stimuli is such that they want to accomplish whatever and are thinking through all that.
Well,
But
and the
also-
emergence of video games in the 80s,
Yeah.
there were some that were interested and some that weren't.
Exactly.
And so you could kind of say, well, if it was everybody, then there would be a
right.
control, but
Exactly.
some weren't interested at all.
But again, ADHD became diagnosed a lot more in the same time frame that technology was entering the household. So, it's hard to make a parallel there,
Yes, but the high propensity for diagnostics was, I mean, yes, we've gotten bigger as we've
Mm-hmm.
gone, but you know, big concept in the 80s,
Yeah.
into the early 90s, definitely was really rolling at that time period. And then, of course, we have increased. Now, mostly is
Yeah, we've gotten more.
how do we how do we work with this in the school system?
Right, sure.
And is the technology making it worse, or is that the answer?
Well, I mean, I have seen a lot of writings where, because the language learning models with AI are such that you can write something that is quite imperfect and it's able to parse and figure out, okay, this is what you're getting at. It's like, oh my gosh, thank gosh, understood where I'm coming from.
Right.
So to some, there is a relief that I don't need to make sure that my punctuation is completely right, that the word is spelled completely right, that it can figure it out.
Right.
So the things in my past where it would be like, oh, but that's not right, and I don't, I can have a little bit more liberties and freedoms with,
Right.
and it's going to get me. So the technology, I think, maybe, let's just say people with ADHD might gravitate toward it a little bit more strongly because of that. I mean, the technology's reached a certain level there where
Is
it's
that
able
forgiveness
to
of
forgiveness. Wow, okay, I can be me,
right?
and
Yeah.
and I don't need to follow a certain programmatically grammatical rules in order to be
Right.
understood.
Right. I mean, well, in teaching the children, writing, a lot of times what we ended up using is some of the things we learned for ourselves was
Right.
Just do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it down on paper. I don't care if it's pen and paper, or
Yeah,
if
right.
it's something you type, or for one of our children, just something you speak into the computer with.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna look like gobbledygook, but the idea is
But you
down.
got something to work with then, right?
And so it's fine. Don't sit there and worry about the grammatically correct part. Get all of the idea into the page,
Yeah.
and then we'll go through
Mm-hmm. We got something to work with.
we
note it
can
down,
correct everything from there. So
Sure.
this doesn't look like sentences. Now we can make it look like sentences.
Right.
That kind of thing. So it at least allows some sort of forgiveness
Yeah.
in that. And so both of them learned writing that way. So both of them actually write pretty well,
Yeah.
because they're not actually having to think about every single piece of grammar or every single spacing
Well,
or all of that. They threw that out the window and decided to do it later,
That's the
because
biggest.
we kind of taught
yeah.
them that's the only way to write.
That's the biggest hiccup with writer's block. And
Right.
It's why free writing is so important. So when you add technology, if you can feel free with it, be it speaking it out loud or just going ahead and type it out, and then go back and look at it and go, yep, that's definitely a run on. What I meant to say was this, and you fix it and you put it together.
Right.
You're building it still.
We didn't
And-
have speech to text when I was writing, but and
No.
I felt like my fingers were never quick enough. I wanted something down, and my fingers
Right. Imagine,
would
yeah.
be my kind of in the way.
And if you can speak at 150 words a minute,
Right.
imagine
So
typing 150 words a minute.
I've used speech to text now, and it's like, oh wow, that's a whole
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot faster. Of course, it comes out,
Like one,
something that needs to be fixed.
the biggest run on you've ever
The biggest run-on sentence ever.
It comes out like a Hemingway paragraph,
Right.
which is still one sentence.
But it's like, well, I know exactly what to fix once I've done it, but
Right.
at least it's on paper.
Well, the problem there is if you're holding up your process in order to get it down, then you're holding up your thought, and then where was I getting at?
Yeah.
And this is where technology
I can't
can
tell
actually
you
help.
how many times grammar has gotten in the way of my
Right, and it's
thought.
like, okay, now that I got that
or
word,
spelling.
because the proverbial roller hitting your hand while you're typing it,
Yeah.
and then you go, okay, oh no, it's
I mean, autocorrect
it's
for
this word.
It
Now
came
where was I
in.
going?
We were in, I guess, high school. It was more
If not later, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying.
or college.
Okay, no, yeah, you could check. And in your tools, it could,
I think
fix.
there was a little kind of
There was a spelling and grammar tool built in, yes, in
sort
that
of,
time, yeah, but it was,
but
yeah,
yeah, a little bigger in when we got to college,
yeah.
and then of course Grammarly didn't, that kind
Grammarly
of,
didn't exist until,
put it
yeah,
all in
like,
and kind
yeah,
of fix the whole thing didn't exist until we were much older.
I might have been in grad school. I mean, I don't, yeah, yeah, maybe,
So so for the most part, there was kind of those stumbling blocks
sure,
as you were trying to get something on paper and that kind of
right,
thing, where a lot of things were just kind of in the way of
mm-hmm.
I just need it down,
Yeah,
and so learning that process of going ahead and getting it
yeah,
down and fixing it later, even if it was, I mean, I thought autocorrect was the coolest thing in the beginning because
mm-hmm.
I couldn't spell worth a lick anyway.
It's like right click, right now, the red squigglies.
Right. I hate it with text. I really like it with,
Traditional word processing. Yeah.
traditional word
Right.
processing.
Yep.
Text, autocorrect is usually like, what are you talking
It's
about?
like it's like, do you not know that word? Why did you make me look stupid?
Right.
Or you go to hit send right when it does, and it changes it right then. It's like, oh no, I look like a doofus.
Right.
Yeah. But so no, it's funny all the problems with technology that we all share, in that even though it's trying to progress to being something better. Yeah. So I guess we've seen a lot of changes in that, and so what does this mean for, like, I guess AI? And we've talked about a lot of tools and things. The it is the problem AI, or is the problem just in how, I guess, we need to understand it and where we're coming at with it, or
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where no matter where you're coming at it with, understanding self as, again, you're the human.
yep, that's right.
If you understand how you learn and you
Yes,
understand self, you're probably going to be, it's going to benefit you more
sure.
when you get to that point of okay, how do I learn?
Yeah.
And what do I actually need from this product? As opposed to forcing in yourself in a box or forcing the product in a box. Maybe we need to kind of, adjust based on what exactly we're coming at it with. So, again, you and I can't use it the same.
No, probably not.
And we're probably, being only two people in the whole,
Yeah, the whole
the whole out there.
right. Exactly.
More than likely, there's
We're
a
not
lot
unique
of
here.
we're not
Right.
unique in the fact that none of us
There
actually
are many
really
me's and
use
many
it the
you's
same.
out there, and
Right.
even
And so,
working together.
reading about the AI headache or the AI exhaustion,
Yeah.
really made sense.
Yeah.
So especially again with a linear thought process of not really being able to, run around with a hammer busting it all up.
Right.
I just kind of really need a bit more of a process
Sure.
to it. So
Well, I think no matter who you are, you kind of need strategies, because
right.
I
Well,
mean,
yes.
I know the AI exhaustion to one can be, I'm trying to ask this, I'm trying to accomplish this, but now I got this, and this now, being offered to me. But also, when you start going into the explore the world, open world concept kind of, I
Right.
mean, just like last night, I was asking about something, and then I thought about something else, and I thought about something else. If I put the whole conversation together, I probably have a 45-page paper I've just created that now I need to read over and now condense and figure out where am I going to go from here. So the exhaustion can actually go both ways.
Right.
And so now I'm exhausted to get back to that, when with ADHD and everything. That's I'm like, when am I going to do that? Now it's
Right.
like, now I got a big project I need to get back to, and when there's a big looming thing, I'll do that tomorrow.
Right.
So strategies are helpful, so that then you have a way to make it effective. That way you don't accidentally approach it in a way that it's unproductive.
Right.
So,
Well, I guess if you consider considered it as a math problem,
okay.
I want to throw something in there and get the direct answer.
Yeah, I want -3. I mean,
Yeah.
if it is, just tell me. Yeah,
Like,
right.
just tell
Yeah.
me the actual answer. And
Right.
of course, a lot of times that's not actually the case. And so, again,
Right.
you get your whole history of your grandma, and
So I don't need
all
to know
of a
about your
sudden
grandma.
it's
Is it
like,
2 eggs or
right.
what?
And it's like, I just wanted the
Right.
answer. Please, my God, just give me the answer.
Right.
So you do kind of get into that where now you have so much to leaf through
True.
that what do you do with all of that? And so
Yeah.
then how do you condense that? How do you put it into and so we're going to come up with maybe a couple of strategies maybe with AI
Yeah.
and see where we are.
Right. Sure. So I mean, if you want to look at it linearly, obviously, and this does come with a little upfront work of being very specific, I guess, in what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
And and like you were talking about, give me different options and all that. Or maybe approach it with a sense of okay, give me steps toward this goal. Make your goal kind of clear in mind.
Oh.
But
That would probably help a lot more.
And-
I need, okay, if I need to go here, because usually I know the end.
right.
It's the middle I'm having the
It's
problem
like,
with.
right. It's like, here's the goal. Here's kind of what I want.
Mm-hmm.
What steps can help?
I already know what
get
it
me
needs to
there?
sound like.
Right. Yeah.
I just need it to get me over the hump to either
Right.
write it myself or, or whatever it is
Exactly.
I'm doing. I need it to eventually get to where I already know it needs to be.
Right, because again, you're the human.
Right.
You know.
I know the outcome.
You know the end result that you're, but
Right.
but you don't know exactly what it looks like. But you know, if I handed it to you, you went, no, it's not it. No, not it. Yes, that
That is typically how I do.
But the other thing with AI, and I'm sure this happens to both of us, you're in a session. You've now spent 12 minutes, and you're getting nowhere.
Yes.
Okay, it's like, look, I just need to. Okay, so is it the second gas station? But why are you sending me down this? See, there are times you just have to say, okay, forget everything we've just talked about and pretend my next statement is the beginning of this conversation. And sometimes you got to do that because it's taking on. It's like it's cached too much memory that it cannot think uniquely again. So sometimes you need to know when to abandon ship.
Ooh.
And go.
When to abandon ship. That's an excellent point.
I mean, but unfortunately, I'm 40 minutes in before I do this.
Well, yeah, it is very unfortunate.
Because I still see nuggets that are there, and I don't want to lose it.
Right.
So, but anyway, then you kind of have to go. All right, look, forget all this. Thank you so much.
Now it's scrapped.
And look, and this is just my
Move
own
on.
thing. Be kind to it because I don't know what these things are capable of. Be kind to it because it might go in and erase your computer. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, I mean, but just tell it. I mean, I'm joking, but maybe I'm not.
Are
and
you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So be kind to it. Just say, look, thank you so much. You're trying so hard. We're not getting anywhere, but we need to rewind. I'm going to tell you something. Forget everything we've talked about, and open a new chat session. Do whatever you need to, and just try to hit it
Try to
with maybe
restart.
a more specific prompt.
Okay,
Whatever
so like
mistakes it
everything
made-
in technology, if you keep hitting a wall, restart.
Yes. Pretty much restart the computer. You're right.
Absolutely.
Which actually makes
Which
sense
is
as far as
every
like
single other thing in technology.
like I talked about the whole cache and all that and how it's like sometimes
Did you restart it?
and it's like how'd you fix it? I was like I reminded it of what it was supposed to do in the first place, which means pull it away, bring it back in the room, and go. Oh yeah, here
Oh, I'm in this room
Oh,
now.
I'm in this room. And it's like, oh god, man, you didn't know that for 20 minutes, but yeah, I'm glad you're back, and we're back. So yeah.
Well, in a parenting style, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, yeah.
If anybody's ever had a toddler,
I'm wondering where you're going with this.
Well, you get to this point of they get the can't help it and they cannot move
yeah.
forward.
Oh,
They are crumbling on the floor. They are having
All right,
their fit.
You want to go to the car?
I know, and so you've got to pretty much step in and make them forget that all of this happened to begin with.
Yeah, it's true because you got guilt and you got
So
all
it's
this kind of stuff.
they're very much
You
like
got-
a computer in a way.
Yeah, you're right.
You
It's
just unplug them.
It's compounded, and now it's guilt. Now I need to save face, and now I'm.
And then you start talking about something that has nothing to do with what they're upset about. And that always
It
worked.
triggers, it snaps them back.
I don't know if it was our kids or, if that's common for everybody, but it always worked. If you started in on something that had nothing to do with the tantrum,
Click.
it would click them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're so
So,
much more interested in that, they forgot.
kind of reminds me of me confusing the computer to fix it one time.
Well,
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
and I don't mean to compare our toddlers to computers, but there was
well, it's still
often the same
it's still
strategy
It's
of
still a flow that
you
needs to
just
be
kind
interrupted.
of sometimes need to unplug
Yeah,
that.
it's still a flow you need to interrupt.
Right.
I mean, and
And then they kind of lost steam and they're confused. And if you can confuse them enough, they kind of go back into
right, because what's the next?
okay. Well, I guess
What's the
I'm
next natural statement? I've
gonna
lost
eat
my
what you just handed
right.
me. I don't even know now
I've
what
lost my
else I'm upset
mojo.
about.
Right. Exactly. You're right.
I forgot the cup and what color it was, and,
Right.
and now I'm just eating.
I don't care what color it is. I'm thirsty now because I've been crying so long.
Right.
No, you're right. But I mean, yeah.
Kind
So
of spoken the will, I guess.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I guess above all, and with any of these tools, like anything, you do kind of want to set some type of limit. If you're getting in too deep, and the unplugging and
Limit it
replugging,
and you.
right, exactly. You get your mental health's important in this, and you need to take a break and just get up, walk around. Don't keep going because just like writing anything, doing any task that you're frustrated with, sometimes what do I do? You walk away, you come back, you sit down, and you go, oh shoot, I've been doing this whole time. I knew that this is what I was supposed to do, and
So now you're saying unplug self.
yeah, not
And
on the
plug
computer,
self
unplug
back
you.
in.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
So
Kind of.
pretty much everything can be solved with an unplug and a plug-in.
I guess so. That's great, and that's
I mean, you're welcome. There you go. We have
See?
solved all of
That's
world's
right.
problems
Yep.
with unplug and plug in.
I mean, and you might solve your problem if you just unplug this podcast right now.
Plug it back in.
No, it's fine, right? Yeah.
We're going to be far more interesting next time.
Right, exactly. So no, but yeah. So I mean, I guess those are some of the tools and strategies that I think would be helpful. That I know we've kind of talked about, and some came about just through the midst of talking about it. And but yeah, obviously everyone is going to use it differently, and
And it's okay if some of us find it draining.
oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah,
Because it is a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It really, really can be. So I guess maybe we should bring Miles in.
All right.
And Miles is going to ask us
Miles is going to help
about
us take
eight
a test.
8 different questions. Now,
If anybody remembers, like the great old magazine test where
Oh, yeah.
if you
like, what kind of potato you are? No, I'm kidding.
no, if you answer all A's or all B's or that kind of
Right.
thing.
It
So it's going to be
leans
kind
into-
of that style. So we're all going to take a test. You can join in,
Yep.
and it is going to be about AI flow or AI fry. Which one of us?
Right. I guess,
so we're going to take
which way
it.
are you leaning? No.
Where do you lean? And then you can take it as well at home, and kind of see. Oh, I do feel more that or more that when it comes to working with AI.
Right. Are we going to talk about our answers in between each one or just at the end?
No, at the end.
At the end. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's bring Miles into the equation here. So, all right. Hey, Miles. Let's play AI flow or AI fry. Can you give us the first question, please?
All right. First question for AI flow or AI fry. When you open an AI tool, what's your first instinct? A, let me explore and see where this goes. Or B, I need to know exactly what to ask or I feel stuck.
All right. Give us the next one.
All right, next one. How do you feel when the AI gives you multiple options? A, great, more directions to play with. Or B, too many choices. Now I don't know what to pick.
All right, Miles. Give us the next one.
Here we go. Next one. When the AI explains something in detail, do you prefer A, give me all the context, I want the full picture? Or B, keep it brief, just the key points, or I'll tune out?
All right. Move on to number 4.
All right, number 4. When an AI makes a mistake, do you laugh it off and keep experimenting? Or B, get frustrated, and want it to be more reliable.
All right. Number 5.
Number 5, coming right up. When the AI suggests creative ideas, do you lean toward A, let's go wild and try something new? Or B, I'd rather stick with tried and true ideas that I know will work?
All right. Next one.
Here's the next one. When you use AI tools for work, do you A, integrate it fully into my process? It's a partner. Or B, use it only occasionally or when I'm stuck?
All right. Next one.
All right, the next one. When it comes to AI learning about you over time, do you A, I love it when it remembers me and adapts? Or B, I prefer a fresh start every time?
Okay, I think we got one more.
You got it. Last one. When AI surprises you with something unexpected, do you A, enjoy the novelty, keeps things interesting? Or B, I'd rather it stick to what I expect, no surprises?
All right. Well, thank you, Miles, and we're gonna go ahead and discuss this. All right. So a lot of different questions there.
Right?
It was kind of interesting to see what he actually put together there. And
I didn't see you writing. Did you keep up with your answers?
I enough to know that I'm fairly more mixed than I thought I was going to be based on those.
I'm more mixed. I did get, technically only 3 A's.
Right.
Whereas I got 5 B's. So
3 A's and 5 B's, yeah.
A little more on the B side than I am on the A side.
I would, because I was holding Miles up, y'all can't, you see this, but I was holding Miles up to the microphone and all that, so I didn't actually write it down, but what I counted was the exact reverse.
So 3 B's and 5 A's.
Right. So
that's funny.
Yeah, but
it makes sense.
Yeah, we have our own little bell curve here, and it's
of course we do.
So, but yeah,
we just the puzzle piece that fits into itself.
Right. So I mean, and that could change over time too.
Yeah.
And really, it also depends on the task, I would think, as well. Sometimes what you want may change based on what you're trying to do in the interactivity and what you're tolerant over or not. So
yeah, so like a true magazine, did you choose this or that?
Right.
Would you actually have kind of a
breakdown of what it
if you did more
you.
A's,
Yep.
then you are going to be more in your AI flow. So a flow would be more like you connect with AI. Fast and flexible is kind of more your style. And you feel like it kind of keeps up with your way of thinking, and it helps you move fast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas if you connected more with B, then you may be in a bit more of your AI overload. You might be more wired for structure or for clarity, for something more of the, what is the answer. AI can still help, but you may get more out of something that is more on your pace, and you can kind of narrow the focus based on your prompts to AI. So you kind of have to lead AI more if you're in more of an AI overload, as opposed to letting kind of AI fly. Sure. If you're mixed, so you have both A's and B's that match up. So it's about 8. So if you've got kind of 4 and 4, if you will, you kind of have both styles. So you're kind of relying on some structure, which probably a lot more people are both structure, but also really wanting those kind of lack of boundaries,
right.
and let's explore, but let's explore within a parameter that I would like to kind of
right
use in my prompt, just to make sure that you don't go too far.
And I could be completely wrong, but I would think someone that is maybe overloaded by it, by knowing how to rein it in can actually minimize some of that frustration. So
Yes.
over time, you would feel more mixed because you know when to simplify.
Right.
So, I mean, those that just completely mostly flow with it, you know, I can't help but think that maybe there may be times where, like I did yesterday when I created probably a 45-page paper, you know, I probably should have handled that differently. And I myself know I was flowing, but now I created too much.
Right.
I probably should have created parameters halfway through, but I got excited because with everything, there was one more thing I
Give
wanted
me
to know
all of
more
it,
about.
all of it, all of it,
And
all
then
of
I
it.
realize now,
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
shoot, I mean, right.
Right.
So, you know, and I realize that. And I,
Right.
you know, but I asked for it. I got it. So, but I would have approached that conversation completely differently.
Right. I usually know, okay, don't give me so much.
Right.
I'm sitting down. I've got, 30 minutes to go
Yeah.
ahead and finish what I need to finish.
And knowing how much time you
Don't give
have
me
to
so
put
much.
into it is very
I need
important
this
as
much
well.
information
Right.
all at this time, you know?
Sure, definitely. No, you're right. But that's really
That's-
funny, yeah.
That's
I mean,
usually
it's-
based on just the fact that it's sometimes things have to be swift.
Right. And I think sometimes when we laugh about technology, we laugh about ourselves. You know, it's just
Right.
You know. But yeah, so be interesting to hear what
Right.
y'all did and what y'all
See if
think
anybody
about
took the
and,
test and
I mean, and what your experiences are. I mean,
Right.
because we're only 2 people here that are using the tool, and we know others are. And
do you have flow or do you have fry?
yeah, that's right. So, but yeah, so I guess with all that said, we want to thank you all for the support and everything, and sharing this podcast with others, and is helpful to continue our reach. But for right now, unplug it for now.
But always stay connected.